friends, it is crafting time once again. This week we're talking about a wonderful passage from 1 Corinthians that describes how we are the body of Christ. We all have unique gifts, talents, and abilities, and we share them to work together and act as Christ's body, the church. So we're going to celebrate that with a couple of fun crafts today. Now, of course, there are many great body crafts out there that you can do, but today we have some slightly more unique ones, hopefully. Anyways, the first one is going to really test the creative juices of you and your students. So we're going to make a creature, a creative creature, if you will. Now, I have already assembled my ingredients, my materials that I'm going to use to make this body creature. But a fun way that you could do this could be to gather a whole bunch of random materials and then have your kids go and select the items that they want to use and just let them be creative. Let them have fun, use their imaginations, and make something out of all of these haphazard materials. Anyways, I'll show you one way that you could do this, for instance. So what I've got here is a random assortment of things. I have a paper towel tube to be sort of my base, and then I've got a whole lot of things that I can use to decorate here. I've got a coffee filter, I've got some cupcake liners, I've got popsicle sticks, pipe cleaners, clothespin, random mini pie tin, pom-poms, googly eyes, gems. Now I'm going to kind of just put this all together and make my creation. So I'm going to start out, and you can use, I've got regular glue, and I've also got some tape. So we'll just kind of see what happens to work the best here. And start out with adding some items to the sides here. So I'm going to give it some arms with my popsicle sticks, and I'm going to use tape for these just to make it secure. And of course, since this is your own creature, it doesn't have to really follow the rules of normal body parts. You can have 3 arms, you can have 1 arm, you can have it be whatever you want it to be. So I've got my arms here, and so I'm going to have a couple of legs here, and then I'm going to pull some double duty to secure these popsicle sticks and to use up my fun pipe cleaners. I'm going to kind of wrap around here and have sort of antenna sticking out as well. Again, this is where it just gets really fun and goofy and creative. So here's a couple of wild and crazy antenna. And you know, why wouldn't we want a creature to have antenna on the bottom as well? Who's to say that can't happen? So here we go down on the bottom, my bottom antenna, because again, why not? And now I'm going to add, see, these guys aren't quite cooperating, hence the extra antenna for security. I'm going to add some more embellishments here. There we go. Twist that around. All right, now I'm going to flip this guy around, and I'm going to use my mini cupcake holders as hands and feet. Now you can, of course, decorate these to make it extra fun. I'm kind of doing a basic random creature here because I don't have all the time in the world to sit here showing you, but feel free to either give a time limit and make this kind of a fun game challenge, or go wild and give your kids a bunch of time and see how creative they can get. Again, it's really up to you and what you want this to be. Now, I've got some other items here. I have my clothespin, which I don't have to use necessarily. I'm going to give my little guy a face. I'm actually going to make the eyes kind of low. Oops, that's not mine. Because I want to be able to highlight the hat that I'm going to give him. And I'll give him a little smiley face here. And This shoe doesn't want to stay on. There we go. And I'm going to give him some little pom-pom buttons, because why not? And a couple of sparkles, because he doesn't love to sparkle. And now for the crowning touch. Here is his marvelous hat. And just going to kind of set that jauntily atop his head. Gonna need a little tape to secure it. And now, so we understand why we made this absolutely random creative creature, let me make him a little caption here. So, come on, Mr. Hat, you know you want to stay on there. You really do. Here, let's try that again. All right. So now I'm going to add this piece of explanation. It says, one body, many parts. God gives us unique gifts to use for Him. And let me quote my passage here. 1 Corinthians 12. So now we have our oh-so random fun friend. And again, you can make this an animal, you can make this a person, you can make it however you want to be. The point is just that we are using all these different parts and things and putting them together to make something fun and new. Now our next craft is going to focus on that element of gifts, how God gives us these wonderful gifts and we can use them for Him and His glory. So I'm going to start off with a piece of paper and I'm going to make some little gifts. Now I have a couple of kind of pre-made papers here. I'm cheating somewhat, but we're also going to cut out a couple of other presents. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attempt to make this one in the shape of a bow. We'll see how well that turns out. The idea is there anyways. It's kind of a bow. Kind of looks more like scissors. We might scrap that bow. The idea was there. But what we're going to do here is we're going to describe how God's body has all of these various gifts. So we're going to say in our caption here that we have many gifts and now we'll have all the gifts on display here. So this is going to be my little present. We're going to glue these down. And don't worry, it gets better. Here's a present. I'm going to put a present over here in the corner. I'm going to put another one over here. And we'll write down some of these gifts that it mentions in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. So things like wisdom, knowledge, faith. And you can make these look extra gifty if you wish. You could also get fun and creative and have these be something where you could lift the flaps and look underneath. That could be fun. But we're going to lift the flaps of something else. So we're going to take this envelope here, and we're actually going to cut it where the triangles are. And what we're going to do is on the outside here, we're going to make it look like a church. So we're going to glue this guy on, and then we're going to we have many gifts. And you can write the caption on here or on the main paper. I'll write one church. And then the idea here is that we're going to decorate this like it's a little church. So maybe I've got a couple of fun little stained glass windows. Maybe I've got a door on the front here. It looks like a little church door. Maybe I've got, as usual, this is the rush job. Make yours look very pretty and very churchy. And so, of course, here is this sort of like that poem. This is the church. This is the steeple. Open the doors. See all the people. So here's my this is my roof, sort of like a roof. Now what we do is we open it up, and on the inside here, you can continue to put other gifts and abilities, or you can make this into the inside of your church. So I'm going to actually make a little cross that I can attach here, so it sort of pops up, and then we're going to decorate this to be the inside of the church. So here's my cross, sort of my steeple, and you can cut out more pieces of paper. We're running out of time, so I'm just going to kind of do a basic drawing here. Here's my pews, and here's my church aisle, and this is the front part of the church. Here's the little platforms. You can make it look like your church. You can make it look however you want it to look. Let's do another little window here. And we're going to draw some little people. And I'm just going to do little colorful dots because, again, I'm running out of time. But you get the idea is that we are making all these fun people to be inside the church using their gifts and making up the body of the church. They kind of look like little Christmas lights at this point, but they're supposed to be people, and it's supposed to be the church, and it's great, and it's marvelous, and that's my little walkway. So you've got many gifts, and we highlight those gifts, and then we have, ta-da, one church. So, as always, a couple of ideas, starting points hopefully. Feel free to elaborate or abbreviate or do whatever works for you. Hopefully, these are some ideas that you can get the creative juices flowing and enjoy working with your students. Hopefully, it's a blessing to you and your ministry, wherever and with whomever that might be. Join us again because we have new crafts and messages and full lessons out every week. for you to use and enjoy. Now, go make some crafts, make some disciples, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.